Good morning. Popping on here today, I wanted to revisit a topic that I've talked about quite a few times, whether it's been in messages, workshops, retreats, one-to-one sessions, maybe even in a video before. But the idea of it's okay to not be okay. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is today I'm feeling, a little overwhelmed. Like I feel anxious. My stomach is a little nervous. And, I teach you the 3 C's about capturing it, connecting it, and conquering it. And the whole idea behind that is, when you feel something like this going on, when there's a fear or, something that is physically manifesting itself, that you need to capture it. And capturing it means to write it down, document it. And then you have to look at whether or not you can connect it to something. If you can actually connect it to something, a trigger, then it enables you to go to work on how to conquer it and then execute on following through on conquering it. But right now, I can't actually connect it to something. I don't feel that there is anything specific that has triggered it. I just don't feel okay. And that's okay. You can be okay, but it's also totally fine to not be okay. Society has kind of created this image that everybody has to have it all together all the time. And that's a total lie. That is something that is really unachievable. Yes, you can have really great days, but there are some days that are just crappy. And, maybe the weather has a little bit to do with it. Maybe, there's so much that I want to achieve and do and just feeling like maybe I won't get to do all of it. Maybe there are some triggers that I just haven't quite yet been able to connect to it, but I'm not going to quit. So what I want to challenge you with today is to understand what it means to walk in grace. When I feel like this in the past, I would have done things that were unhealthy to cope, to numb. It may have been a handful of pills. It may have been locking myself in a room where it was dark and I would just cry and choose to stay alone, choose to feed that and stay depressed. But now I still get out, I still continue on, I still get involved and engaged because I know what I'm feeling is temporary. I know what I'm feeling is okay. And God tells me that there is grace for that. God tells me that there is mercy for that. God will cover all of that in His love. And believing in those promises, which I absolutely can because I've seen Him fulfill them time and time again. He has moved mountains in my life. I can trust that He will come through on those promises. So as I'm going through today not feeling okay, I'm going to hold on to what I know to be true. I know to be true that this is temporary. I know to be true that God will show up and meet me where I am and love me through it. I know to be true that I have the right people around me to love me, to support me, to encourage me. Those are the things that I know to be true. And that's what I will leverage. That's what I will tap into to conquer this day. So that's what I want to challenge you with. First, recognize that if you don't feel okay, that's fine. That is fine. But what are you going to do? What do you know to be true that you can tap into and leverage to conquer what it is you're feeling, to conquer that space of not being okay? So learning to walk in grace is so critical. It's imperative for surviving moments that we feel depressed, that we feel anxious, that we feel we're being pulled against what God wants us to do, that we're feeling insufficient or less than or struggling, that when we look at others, they're so much further. It's okay to not be okay. So take that away from today's video. That's the key thing that I want you to take away. It's okay to not be okay. And then I want you to challenge yourself. Shake up that thinking. Tap into what you know to be true. No more excuses, no more lies. That crap just doesn't quite work with the whole rise mentality, because we choose to rise up and bring another woman with us. We choose to dig in. We choose to have the hard conversations. We choose to do something like this where I'm talking about my feelings. We choose to do things like this where I'm saying, you know what, I need some support. I need someone to say it's okay to not be okay. And I'm doing that for you today. And I know that there are people that will come through for me in that. And one of the things that's really beneficial when I feel like this is something so simple, just to hear my husband's voice. So I call him and I say, I just need to hear your voice. He immediately knows what that means, and he knows how to respond. We have grown as a couple to get to that point. I have friendships that are established that I can trust. They know what that statement means. So build those relationships, get those people in your circles of influence, because when you're not okay, it's okay. But what are you going to do about it? Because rise isn't about staying there. Rise is about Micah 7:8. Though I fall, I will rise again. So make today a great day. Choose to rise up and bring another woman with you. If you're not feeling okay, that is all right. And there are other women who are not feeling okay either. So you're not alone. If you need help with any of this, please reach out to me. I will walk you through the rise up process every step of the way. I will help you understand what it means to rise up. I will help you tap into what you know to be true. I will help you understand that you have a God that loves you relentlessly, a God that loves you unconditionally, and he will meet you in that space of not being okay. There are women who will meet you in that space of not being okay, and together we will rise up. So it's a little gloomy today. There's rain falling, and I need sunshine, but I also love the rain. So find joy in a moment today. It doesn't have to be massive, and use that to propel you out of not being okay. But remember, sit with your feelings, process them. It's okay to feel how you feel. They are valid. Don't think about how you should feel. That's society. Don't think that not being okay is an illness or a detriment, because that's society. You are worthy of more. God created you on purpose, for a purpose, to live a life of purpose. So choose to rise up. You've got this. Make today a great day. See ya.